maybe to sell a fight, promote a fight, bro. That's it. Look at all the guys who did. Look at Lennox Lewis, how much of a nice guy he is. He promoted fights. Nassim Hamed, he's another guy. He's a prime example. He used to, you know, talk bad about all these fighters, but then he was a nice guy at the end.
You know, you mentioned something here that I've been waiting to speak to a professional boxer about. Trash talking. You know, the fact that people would stand there and say so many things, but if you, like you're saying now, these things are not meant, but are meant to promote the fight.
I feel like give an example, bro. You know, if you watch wrestling, you know, like WWF and all that, WWE. It's the same thing, man. You know, these people do all this and it's not real fighting. You know, they're pretending. But the thing is, it looks good and it's entertainment. Boxing is the new sport now. You know, it's living. You know, it's back alive again. Where if you look at it now, it's so fresh now. Where you've got people talking trash. It's entertainment. It's what people love. Do you get me? People like to see not the fight's gonna happen in the ring. They like to see what's gonna happen before. You know, like look at David Haye and Audley Harrison. The rumbles they having. You get me? They might have a fight before the fight. You get me? That's the way it is. People like that stuff. Look at when I fought Paulie Malignaggi in the weigh-in. We had that little sting in the weigh-in, a little push and scuffle and everything. We got, in one day, we got 1 million views on YouTube. You get me? So stuff like that happens, man, and that's just the way it is, you know.
I was, you know, you talked about Paulie Malignaggi. I was going to get to it because the Magic Man is probably out of the British fighters with regards to pace and trash talking and skills. For a very small man, he was very, very loud when it comes to talking. So when I watched all the press conferences and I saw what he was saying to you and how he was really giving it on, I was scared. I was thinking, how are you going to be giving that back? But because the kind of person you were, you just seemed like you were waiting more or less for the fight day rather than the trash talk.
You know what? I was nice and calm. I couldn't get involved. You know, but sometimes you have to tell him, you have to put him back a little bit. Like what happened in the press conference at the weigh-in, sorry. He pushed his head against mine. So that's the reason I pushed him away. Because you know what? You don't know what can happen. Especially like, I think, you know what it is? So close to a fight. I think it's wrong for two fighters to meet. Too close to a fight. You know why? You might sound bad, but you like two dogs on leashes. Yeah? And you putting two dogs next to each other. And, you know, and without being on the leash, you're gonna end up fighting. You know, so that's what it is. I think they should keep it away, leave it to the fight, because it could spoil the fight. Maybe say if I hit Paulie or Paulie hit me, he cut me, the fight's off. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, after that he hugged me and he said to me, "Listen, I'm sorry, everything was a joke," and you know, but at that time I was taking it personal, man. I was like, I'm gonna knock this guy out when I was in the ring, bro. I'm gonna hurt this guy. But after that he apologized. But that's when I realized that it's a big thing, you know, this trash talking. It did sell the fight because so many people saying, what's going to happen? Like you said, you were interested in the fight. Like, this guy must be talking because he's confident. You get me? So.
You know, Paulie Malignaggi was really big, you know. He was talking hard. Everybody over here was thinking, what's going on here? And Madison Square Garden as well. Probably one of the biggest homes of boxing in the world. You went to his hometown where he is more popular, more confident, and you decided to stop the man in the 11th round. How did that feel? Yeah,
it felt good, man, to do that. And you know, it was good because I remember when I was walking to the ring, I was getting a little bit of booze from his fans, and the American people. There was a lot of English people who went there, but I was getting a lot of booze. But then, after the fight, it was all his crowd were cheering for me, man. Like, because they know how good boxing is, and they know if they see talent, they're gonna appreciate talent. That's the good thing about America. You know, they like boxing. If this is someone who's good, they back him up. You know, and they show support towards that fighter. So they see me, man, and I probably won Paulie's fans over, and that's the reason. You know, I like fighting in America. You know, because I think I got the style which is exciting, and people love me for it.
You were talking about the style that is exciting. Your style before you went to Freddie Roach, or before, the style of Amir Khan from day one has been bang, and you start to hit fast and hard. It hasn't really changed that much. No. But did you develop that style, or were your hands that fast from day one?
You know what? Speed comes naturally. You know, you can't work on that. People say to me, how do you get your speed? I don't know, man. You know, that's just come naturally. I don't know. It's how your body's built and how your frame is. Power comes with the training I'd be doing. I'd develop my muscles and everything. But with everything else, you know, it's natural. I think you're gifted that way. Do you get me? You're gifted with the speed or whatever. You can't train for it. It's natural. You got it or you haven't got it. You know, look at Mike Tyson. He was speed, amount of speed he had. I asked him the same question. I go, Mike, what makes you so fast? He goes, I don't know. He goes, natural. You know, and that's why Muhammad Ali was natural. Why wasn't George Foreman and Joe Frazier fast? It was not natural to them. They were just heavy hitters. They were just strong. You get me? So you got that, and my style not changed. I'm still very exciting. What Freddie Roach has done to me, he's made me more like, you know, more composed. You know, instead of, you know, being nice and loose, maybe tighten the defense up a little bit, more composed, and you can still be nice and flashy while having the tight hands. You know, having the guard tight, and that's what Freddie's done with me. He's improved my defense and, you know, what to do, how to throw a shot, and then how to move away from it in case. Because you have to remember, when you're hitting someone and you don't want to get hit back, and they're going to throw someone back no matter what. So, you know what I mean? You have to be careful that way. You hit, bang, move, and, you know, do all these mad things. And that's what Freddie's good at doing, man.
You know, you were talking about your religion earlier on. We know what religion means to you, how important it is to your upbringing, your family background. Well, there was a fight last year with, you know, I think that was the one with the Ukrainian-American guy that was Orthodox Jew. Yeah. And the press tried to publicize that fight as a holy war, you know, battle of the faiths. But you guys kept your cool. You kept it as important as just like it's a fight between two professional guys. Leave the faith out there. How difficult was it to kind of separate your faith and your religion from such a sport?
It was very difficult because at the press conference, instead of talking about the fight, they were talking about the faith first. You get me? And you don't really want to bring politics into sport. And I didn't really want to do that. But when they asked me the question, I said, listen, we're both sportsmen. We're both elite sportsmen, professionals, and, you know, we just have to fight each other. It's on paper that he's my mandatory, I have to fight him. So it's not like he's I'm fighting him because he's a Jewish, or he's fighting me because I'm Muslim. It just happened, you know, and but time will tell what happens in the fight. But that's something else, that's separate. But the reason this fight's happened is because he wants to fight for my world title. And that was the reason. But the media, you know what they're like, man. People try to, you know, spring it off in a different way. But it's good that he played it nice and cool as well.
That's good. Now you're preparing for another fight. December 11th, how do you feel?
I feel good, you know, I feel confident. It's a fight that everyone wants to see. I've met Maidana face to face now. I know, you know, what he's like, and, you know, hopefully by fight time, you know, I can't wait, man. I want to shut everyone up and take it from there,
This is the fight that you called for the minute you finised with, you know, this exactly, the Maidana fight is...
the one I won, I called him out, man.
You called him out.
You know what happened was, you know, I keep getting calls and mail and people write stuff like, oh, Amir Khan's avoiding him. I'm not avoiding him, man. So what happened was I wanted to fight. Now, he offered a stupid, I mean, he wanted a lot of money, man. You know what I mean? A stupid amount, which he's never ever got in his lifetime, I bet. And I looked at it and I thought, this guy's been mad. If, you know, if he thinks he wants to get that much money, you know, it's a lot of money, and I don't want to pay him that much. But then I thought, you know what, if I pull out, if I said no, then he's going to say I'm scared. So you know what, forget it, paid him. Then he goes, let's take it to purse bids. I said, you're getting the money you asked for, but why do you want to go to purse bids? So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Then I spoke to the team and we sorted it out. So we sorted that out, then he agreed on it. Then the fight was meant to be in the UK, man, for the UK fans. He goes, no, I don't want to fight in the UK. So I'm not going to fight in the UK, so the fight's all off. I said, look, okay, fine, where do you want the fight? He goes, America. I said, fine, I'll go America and fight you. So really, you know, I've made this fight happen, you know what I mean? If it was anyone else, they would not make the fight, because I didn't want to fight in America, first of all. I wanted to fight in the UK with my UK fans. I didn't want to give him the big purse, but I paid him. I said, you know what, let's give him the big purse. End of the day, I'm the champion, you get me? But I thought, fine, give him the big purse, big payday, whatever. But it just shows how much I want the fight. You get me? And I'm going to his his backyard where he's based now to fight him. So, you know, that's the next fight. He's a good fighter, you know, hard hitting guy. I think this will, you know, as soon as I beat him, you know, one thing, you know, people saying, oh, he's a good lad, he's a tough fighter, he's hard, this, that, another. But when I beat him, they're gonna say he's no good. That's the thing, man. That's the only thing I don't like.
You're never gonna please some people, isn't it?
I beat him, I knocked him out. Oh, he was no good anyway. But this guy is knocked out maybe 29 out of 27. 27 fighters out of 29. He's knocked them out. You know what I mean? Knocked them out, yeah. So now, you know, he's a hard-hitting guy. So I have to be, you know, smart about this fight. I have to listen to my instructions from my corner, and I have to have a game plan and, you know, be smart about everything.